Beyonce and Jay Z, who happen to be Hollywood's power couple, are trying to divorce? Isn't that insane? Beyonce and Jay Z might just be making one of the most shock-prising statements that the world has ever heard. Okay, maybe we should have seen that coming. From numerous cheating scandals to alleged cases of physical violence, the relationship with the world's hottest couple might just be going up in flames. So what's the reason behind the divorce anyway? And what's really going on with Diddy and Jay-Z? Keep watching to find out. Word on the street is that Beyonce and Jay-Z's life as a couple has been nothing but lies on full display for the rest of the world to see. The Carters might appear to be a picture-perfect family, or at least that's what they want the rest of the world to believe. But can you believe that Jay-Z and Beyonce have been living separate lives since all these years? Hey, it's not like we didn't see this one coming. I mean, after all, there are several occasions where people saw the couple out in public and observed that the relationship between Jay-Z and Beyonce is more like a brother-to-sister relationship rather than the relationship between a husband and his wife. To anyone who has been a longtime fan of Beyonce, it's easy to tell how Beyonce is the literal shadow of her former self these days. I mean, who am I kidding? Who is Sasha Fierce? Because she's definitely not Beyonce at this point. There was a time Beyonce had the world grabbing onto her every word and every move. I'm talking of the Run the World era. You know, she was the literal queen of pop. But these days, we don't hear any new songs or see any traces of the young, lively, beautiful, and incredible woman that we've all come to adore. Okay, maybe not everyone, but what exactly is going on? Beyonce should be out there painting the world in brilliant hues and colors, but recently, she doesn't even have that spark in her eyes anymore. You know, the craziest thing about the ongoing Beyonce and Jay-Z feud is the fact that she hasn't made the decision to pull the plug first since all of these years. He has humiliated her not once or twice, but on multiple occasions. And to make things worse, he simply apologizes and claims that he would never do the same thing no more. While many might hate to admit it, Beyonce is one of the most influential women of this decade. So why would a woman that's half as beautiful and talented as Beyonce let Jay-Z drag her down the mud like that? That's on a whole new level of crazy. But you know the funniest thing about all of these is the fact that when Jay-Z was asked what he would have done if Beyonce had been the one cheating and doing all those dirty stuffs behind her back, and you know she could have done it if she wanted. But you know what? Let's forget about that and get back to the real subject matter for a minute. So when Jay-Z was asked what he would have done if Beyonce had cheated on him, guess what he said? He literally said that she's the strongest woman he knows. Did he just call Queen Bee strong for accepting him each time he cheated on her? Okay, let's think about this logically for a minute. Do you personally think that Jay-Z would have forgiven Beyonce if she had cheated on him in front of the media and the prying eyes of the world? But it's not just her family and the critics alike that have noticed that something is up with Queen Bee. But before we spill all the nitty-gritty details of what exactly is going on with the Queen Bee, don't forget to click the like and subscribe button to support our channel. For the past few years, Beyonce's fans have been making comments about how something is not right in Bey's world. She's just been acting real different since the cheating scandal first broke out. But here's where things get even darker. Rumor has it that Jay-Z might just be keeping Beyonce hooked on drugs to control her. Only recently, Jay-Z stepped on stage at the Grammy Awards where he complained about how Beyonce, or this young lady, as he addressed her, was very much deserving of a Grammy or the best album for the year. After all, it didn't sound right that she had already had 32 Grammys and not one of them was for best album. But hold on for a second. Why was the renowned Mr. Carter standing up on stage to collect an award while shading the so-called Academy that he was still giving an award? After the camera flashed at Beyonce's face, she looked downright unaware of whatever was going on around her. While many claimed that she was probably embarrassed at Jay-Z's behavior, B's fans were quick to take to Twitter to state that Jay-Z had probably committed another offense that he was trying to apologize for. This isn't the first time that Jay-Z was called out for giving an unreal speech. Jay-Z had said something about Beyonce deserving more respect and support, which is quite weird considering how Jay-Z has stepped on Beyonce's pride on more occasions than one. But come to think of it, since things have dragged on for this long, how is it possible that Beyonce hasn't thrown in the towel for once since Jay-Z's cheating scandals first came to light? Well, it turns out that Beyonce's Lemonade album was meant as a breakup album for Jay-Z, because apparently Beyonce had contemplated filing a divorce in 2016, but unfortunately, they settled things, and not too long after, Beyonce started singing praises of Jay-Z again. The twins followed shortly after, and Beyonce had to be considerate of all the lives that would be hanging in the balance if she made the decision to break up. Only recently, Jay-Z was put on a freakishly hot seat as Diddy went under fire and decided that if he's going down, then everyone else is going down with him. Now, the crazy thing about Diddy and Jay-Z is that they go way back, which means Diddy knows a lot of unreal stuff about Jay-Z. You know, the type that he has been trying so hard to hide for all these years. And believe me, Jay-Z has done some of the most controversial stuffs in history. In fact, the history of his relationship with Beyonce is enshrouded in controversies. So it turns out that Jay-Z is not just one of the richest producers in the music industry, he might also be a pedophile, or at least he likes to prey on younger girls. When Jay-Z and Beyonce first came out with their relationship, Beyonce claimed that she was 18 and it wasn't until she was 19 before they started dating. But there's evidence to show that Jay-Z had met Beyonce when she was much younger and the relationship had started when she was at a much younger age. What makes things worse isn't the fact that he totally ruined her innocence, it's the fact that he started cheating on her during the early stages of their relationship. Apparently, Queen Bee wasn't the only one that Jay-Z had instigated stuffs with at an early age. In the mid-90s, the world started seeing Jay-Z and Foxy Brown hanging out more often, and of course, it brought about some questions and tongue-waggings like, what exactly was going on between them? And fans were not the only ones to notice this. Even Nick Cannon revealed that he had reasons to believe that they were dating around that time. Foxy Brown was only 15 around that time, which is why this is quite troubling to think about considering how Jay-Z was 27 around that time. Shocking, right? I know. But each time Foxy was asked about it, she simply denies it. Other people who were around them at the time couldn't keep their tongues from wagging about how there was obviously something more than friendship brewing between the two. But unfortunately, just when the world was starting to fall in love with Foxy Brown, she disappeared into the sunset in daisies. There were many who believed that Jay-Z had probably paid Foxy to keep her mouth shut about the entire incident. Insane, right? Ever since Diddy came under fire for allegations of raping a 16-year-old, Jay-Z has been doing his hardest, his best to avoid associations with Diddy, even going so far to cancel his Rock Nation brunch, which he holds every year. And guess who has always been a member of these parties? It's none other than Diddy. In the midst of all these dramas, Jay-Z and Beyonce's relationship has been hanging on a very tiny thread. Only time and space will determine whether or not their relationship will come down crashing forever or if it will survive these difficult waters. If you like this video, then check out this video and subscribe to our channel.